Stephen.
Hello, Catherine.
We're going to start off talking about the Chinese president's visit to France. It's not just about him eating wine and cheese. It's also about some pretty big business deals as well.
Yeah, we'll get the details of those business deals today, of what's exactly being signed. What we do know already, put it in context, the biggest investment by a Chinese company in France was done last month. This is the 800 million euros that Chinese car maker Dongfeng is going to put into Peugeot Citroën. That deal is to be officially signed off by the two presidents later this Wednesday. But President Xi Jinping's trip to France may also bring with it some more deals. We're particularly keeping an eye on Airbus. We're told there's a major announcement expected. It's reported to be around for 150 new aircraft, which would be a multi-billion euro deal. The aerospace manufacturer based in southwest France is also hoping that it will see the unblocking of several existing orders it has from Chinese airlines that haven't been confirmed. Now, those announcements will be made during a meeting between the Chinese president and his French counterpart in Paris later. They'll be focusing on all sorts of areas to try to expand ties, as Florence will be telling us about in the papers shortly.
OK, I'll look forward to hearing about that. Let's move on to some technology news now. A major purchase by Facebook.
Yeah, the social network is making its first foray into the area of hardware. It's bought the virtual reality tech firm Oculus in a deal worth $2 billion. That's despite the fact the company hasn't yet released a final version of its flagship headset product. It's just the latest in a string of acquisitions by Facebook, which is trying to prove its commitment to innovation. William Hildebrandt has more.
Meet Oculus, the latest in a string of recent Facebook acquisitions. Tech experts have raved about their Rift headset, yet to be released, but already more than 75,000 orders have been placed. Oculus has its sights on revolutionizing video games, and Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg said that will remain the priority, though he also hopes the technology will change how people communicate.
Imagine enjoying a courtside seat at a game, studying in a classroom of students and teachers all over the world, or consulting with a doctor face-to-face just by putting on goggles in your home. This is really a new communication platform.
In the past, consumers have shunned headsets for more traditional gaming consoles, but tech giants are betting that could change. Sony is developing a virtual reality headset, and this will be Facebook's first plunge into hardware, following rival Google's own foray with its glass headset. The Oculus acquisition also fits some broader strokes of Facebook's strategy in acquiring companies in hopes of bridging different platforms like photo sharing Instagram for $1 billion or the messaging service WhatsApp for $19 billion. These businesses have provided little revenue, but Facebook is counting on their popularity and wide user base. In the case of Oculus, though, it remains to be seen if virtual reality will lead to real profits.
Let's take a look now what's happening in the markets this morning and a very slightly positive open here on the European markets. No great excitement, as you can see there. Here in France, shares in Peugeot Citroën are up over 2% as the finalisation of that deal with Dongfeng looks set to be done later today. Frankfurt and Paris just up by 0.3%. In Asia today, things were a little bit brighter. You can see that Hang Seng in Hong Kong and the Kospi in Seoul up more significantly. Shanghai shares in the red, though, this as the central bank in China had to step in to stop a run on a small rural bank. It's giving investors some concerns over the stability of the Chinese banking sector and sending shares into negative territory there.
OK, well, we're going to stick with all things stock market related. Stephen, stock market debut later on, a very much awaited one for Candy Crush, the makers of that game.
Yes, the London-based game developer King is to be valued at $7.1 billion as its first shares go on sale. The company has sold 22 million of its shares in the first issuance, raising $500 million. It'll begin trading on the New York Stock Exchange later this Wednesday. Candy Crush, one of the biggest mobile games on the market with some 97 million players worldwide. The British government is to sell off another tranche of its shares in the bailed-out Lloyds banking group. The move reduces the government's share of the company to just under 25%. The finance minister says the €5 billion earned from the sale will go to help reducing the UK's national debt. Shares in Lloyds, I can tell you, down almost 5% in London today. And global box office sales grew by 4% last year to almost $36 billion. The growth was driven by soaring sales in China, where revenues from cinemas there grew 27%. The US and Canada remain the largest film market, where the Disney animated film Frozen was one of the year's biggest earners.
A popular film, even here in the France 24 newsroom, I have to say. Thanks very much, Stephen Carroll, with the business news there. And we're going to move on to a look at the world's newspapers with Florence Filmino. And we're going to start off with the meeting of the now G7, no longer G7.